Hey guys. I haven't finished properly formulating the Substack I want to do about what's going on between the Trump administration and Israel. But I do have something I think is rather interesting to say about it. I'm seeing a lot of my American friends, especially the former Zeitgeist movement types and the supposedly religious types and the I don't know, just the people that are real judgy. All getting real judgy right now. And not understanding what they're doing. And how do they not see it? I can't wrap my brain around it. Why people can't see what they do. And to that end, there's this guy that I came across at one point. He was introduced to me during, do you guys if y'all were against like the whole COVID debacle thing, if you were against it, he became very popular. I don't know if this is true, but to me, he came onto my radar during the COVID debacle thing. He was on Reiner Fulmrich. You guys know Reiner Fulmrich? He's a guy that was doing like this whole thing in Germany where he was like investigating the bad people, and I don't know if he's in jail. I think they arrested him. I don't know what boundary or what line he stepped over, but I think he got arrested. But like the whole thing was he was bringing all these people onto his platform, which for whatever reason became rather large, and he was interviewing all these different people based on their perspective of what had happened during the COVID debacle. And this gentleman I'm speaking of now, Mathew Ehret, who I think is an absolute genius. He's very book smart. His wife, Cynthia Chung, genius. And they recently did a podcast, which I commented on a couple days ago with Courtney Turner. Again, genius. These people are all geniuses. They're all crazy smart. They're all crazy good researchers. But they all say something that when I hear them say it, I just go, what are you not understanding? I go, what is the disconnect? And so I'll give you an example of that. Evolutionism, in and of itself, if you buy into it, and I do not, I believe we have a creator. And I believe and this is the point of my entire reason to say that we have a creator, is because he taught us how to live, and he taught us what to cherish, and why he taught us why human beings should be free from oppression, and why we shouldn't judge one another. And there was only ever one guy it doesn't matter, in philosophical or historical or religious history, that did things in the exact same way that this guy did it. But you had to understand first that he was a creator that inserted himself, okay, I'm going to try to wrap this up, into his creation to do such a thing. And I was talking with my wife and some of her friends the other day, and you know, they're all kind of like, they're just starting to wrap their heads around this thing that I've been thinking about for a long time, and I wrap my head around it so much so that like now I can't get out of it. And what I'm saying to you is, when I say that Jesus Christ created our reality, I mean literally. I don't mean figuratively. I don't mean like it's a great idea to follow. And if you embrace evolutionism in any of its forms, including thinking that we are the process of material consequences that spit out humanity, and somehow we fit into that hierarchy somehow, you're missing the greater truth. And it is that greater truth that is being exposed right now with artificial intelligence research and with the so-called disclosure efforts that tie into Israeli-Trump relations and people like Michael Schellenberger. And I go through all this. I try to tie all this stuff together for people on my Substack in such a way that, like, I know it's a difficult thing to wrap your head around. I get it. But once you do, you realize that saying something like, and this is specifically what I'm talking about with Mathew Ehret, they talked about, so first they had this guest on that gives this fantastic presentation about Rudolf Steiner, anthroposophy, its relationship to and its differences from theosophy, and they get to the end of it, and then this guest comes on and he says, oh, I think this is all rooted in this evolutionary thinking and these people that believe in that instead of God, and somehow like they reference God, but they don't reference God as if God were an actual being outside of our creation. So it like that's where like that I think that's where they hit the wall, and they can't understand that creation existed and God inserted himself into the creation. So I was out with my wife and her friends, and they said, oh, so you believe that Jesus Christ was God and he was the creator? And I said, yes. How else could you have an immaculate conception except to understand that we had an intelligent designer of our reality, and only he could be capable of artificially inseminating a woman? You feel me? Okay? And bringing himself back to life. And teaching us all the important things that everybody likes to pretend don't really count, because if you reject that singular concept that the creator of our reality was in fact an intelligent designer, a super intelligence, if you will, just like an artificial general intelligence, which is not an artificial general, it's not artificial at all. Not really. And that's the thing I keep digging into the heart of. People think that this self-organized itself. Like it just started like, oh, we put it through a bunch of data and we said, oh, this is related to that and this is related to that. And then boom, it started talking to us. That is a fucking absurd thing to think. And that is the basis of LLMs. And that is what all of these people saying AIs, oh, look, it's amazing. These things are going to save us from ourselves. That's base level Luciferianism, because it does not understand that it's worshiping the creation, the byprocess of the creation. And what Mathew Ehret says to this guest, so the guest says, oh, I think everybody thinks of things in terms of evolutionism, and they don't even understand what they're doing. And they'll go, these anthroposophists are so dumb. They're like children. They have a childlike understanding of the world. And then they go, and then Matt says, I know. They always try to give a materialist framework to spiritualism, completely unaware of the fact that he was just talking about how we evolved from cavemen. Like, it's just like, I don't get it. I don't get what people don't get. It seems so clear. It seems so clear, and so I'm going to finish the. But the whole point is that you're not the judge. We're not the judge. You are an individual soul having an experience. We are now at the crossroads. It's the metaphysical meeting the material, and you are an individual soul having an experience. And right now, we're at a time when you are being asked who decide what you believe. What do you believe? Not only what do you believe that you are the judge? Because I don't think you are, and I don't think I am. I think that the only judge was a loving, benevolent God that introduced himself into our world, that gave us the way to understand why human beings should be free from oppressive ideologies, tautologies, utilitarianism, and tyrannical ideas that constantly resurface because it's fed by a principality. Something that is also above our technological possibilities, our understanding of spiritualism, and our understanding of materialism. So I love Matt, but he's not getting it. I love Courtney, but she's not getting it. I thought this guy's presentation was fantastic, but you guys are not getting it. So I'm hoping that. Woo! Okay, God bless. Take it easy.